Y'all said get to the video. Y'all said get to the video. What is up, y'all? It's your boy Nick. I'm back again with a mother. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. But look, y'all don't see on the screen. Why do I always say that, bro? Look. These are the top 10 what the WTF cartoon ripoffs. I mean, at this point, y'all already know what's gonna go on. What's going on? Roundtable, cartoon, anything. Let's talk about it. Wait, what did I say? I have no clue. Let's go, bro. Hey, man. And before y'all even say anything, click the like button. Click the subscribe button. Leave a comment. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at viewtifulxnick. Because why not? And also, don't say anything about my shirt. Yes, I know there's water droplets on it. I just literally spill water on myself. That's all y'all need to know.
That nothing in this world is truly original. Everything pulls from something else. Everything is inspired by something. Art especially. But when it comes to these cartoons, it's just shameless. Welcome back to the Roundtable, I'm Nemo, and guys, today we are counting down 10 incredibly blatant cartoon ripoffs. These are cartoons or shows that wear their influences less on their sleeve and more like a creepy, weird skin suit that they just climb into. That's my weird backwards metaphor of saying that they're just cartoon ripoffs. Now, I just want to put a disclaimer here. I know this is a pretty common topic, a lot of people have covered this, but we wanted to throw our hat in the ring here because one, it's an entertaining subject, and two, we have a lot to say, we have our own opinions on it. Plus, I mean, who doesn't love a good cartoon ripoff? As awful and shameless as they are incredibly entertaining, especially when the show itself fires back, but we'll get to that later. I don't know if I can spoiler disclaim here. I don't think there is any spoilers I could do. So I guess without further ado, let's just jump into it. No, I sound like Philip DeFranco. So without further ado, let's take a look at 10 incredibly shameless cartoon ripoffs. Roundtable style. See, like that, I added that little thing. You know what I mean? Because...
Pretend.
You must avenge my death, Kimba. I mean, Simba.
Coming in at number 10, we have the Sam Sanendas. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Guys, we all know and love The Simpsons. It is arguably the most popular animated show of all time, and one of the most popular sitcoms ever made. So it makes sense that eventually somebody else
But it's not funny at all whatsoever. Sorry.
would come along and try to strike gold with the same concept, especially if that other person is the country of Georgia. If you're not familiar, Georgia is a country at the intersection of Europe and Asia, and according to Google, it's famous for a sprawling cave monastery, and also this incredibly blatant Simpsons ripoff. The Sam Sanendas came out in 2009 and apparently was a massive hit. I use apparently because Wikipedia is like hella sarcastic here using them quotations. Look at that. The show is self-described as a yellow-skinned cartoon family, consisting of a dopey husband, and his lavish wife, who live in a made-up city with their children, Sharina and Gaia. They also have a parrot, Koke. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. You know, I'm bad at names. I'm just gonna move on. So anyone who takes a basic look at that description knows that this is basically just a Simpsons ripoff. Dopey husband living in a made-up town. He obviously doesn't deserve his wife, though I do appreciate the wacky addition of a parrot here. I think honestly that's enough to set it completely apart. Now look, you don't have to watch this show to understand how amazing it is. You just have to take a look at the opening credits. That alone is just comedic gold. One, because it is just so obviously the Simpsons theme song, and they steal copyrighted music throughout the show. But even the introduction, the very first second when the title comes in,
What the fuck was that? What was that? What was that? What? Run that back, Turbo.
copyrighted music throughout the show. But even the introduction, the very first second when the title comes in, they don't care, and honestly, I think that's so bold and kind of baller. It's one thing to take from the biggest animated series of all time, but to just blatantly rip it off, I mean, that takes like guts, dude. I have respect for them. The show itself is like monumentally average.
I mean, but like, who's gonna stop them though? Nobody watching this. They're like, what the hell? What's the point? Like, bro, like, who cares? Like, nobody's watching this, unless if you live in Georgia. Like, nobody else is watching this show. So let them have it, bro.
Both in like writing and animation. I mean, it literally just looks like a bad render of like Simpsons Road Rage, if I'm being honest. Also, this sun is just really creepy. I want to point out how creepy this sun is. I don't like it. I guess instead of a couch gag at the theme song, they just attack the family parrot. Real nice. Now, look, I wish I could walk you through an episode, but it's just a whole other language I don't understand, and there's no English sub from what I can tell. But I'm sure it's at least a little entertaining. I'm not going to completely bash it. I mean, they wrote episodes. I'm sure there's something going on here. It's just so blatantly a Simpsons ripoff that it transcends ripoff category and just becomes its own beautiful work of art. And I argue that this show hasn't gone on for too long. I mean, it came out in 2009. So in a weird way, this might be better than The Simpsons. Oh my god. Okay, we need to move on. I'm losing my mind.
What is that? Number 9.
And that DVD is not even the real film. It's some mockbuster from the bargain bin.
Number 9, we have Miracle Star. Now look, this is a pretty famous ripoff. Everybody knows it at this point. It's like the shameless ripoff. Take one look at it and you can guess which show. I mean, it is a shot-for-shot remake of The Amazing World of Gumball, with arguably worse animals. I think it's like a frog and a goat. But this isn't just a blatant shameless ripoff. This is like the weirdest ripoff. Mostly because it wasn't just made by some animation company. It was actually invented by a brand of goat's milk. And this is like all a weird goat's milk ad. One, who drinks goat's milk? I'm gonna call them out. No, goats aren't meant to make milk. Put that back in. I'm done with it.
Well, I mean, they have udders, so I get that. I mean, you know, I guess no knock until you try it.
But the weirdest part is that a milk company made this, and they felt the need to just rip off a Cartoon Network show. Now look, actually watching an episode of this, I was pretty entertained by it. There's something about an eating competition, like he wanted to get better at eating, which again ties into the goat's milk. It's all a conspiracy. Some things I don't like though, the mom in this one is just mean. The mom in Gumball was like loving and scary in like the best way. This mom's just a dick, dude. And there's even a knockoff Coke at one point, dude. Leave us alone. Stop stealing our stuff. I guess if you're gonna rip off Gumball, why stop there? But what I'm wondering is why would they work so hard to rip off the most complicated cartoon ever? Gumball is like incredibly complex. It mixes so many different art styles and it's such a chore to animate. Why would they rip off the hardest show to animate? They created arguably so much more work for themselves. They could have just gone with like regular show or something. The most iconic part of this story though is that Gumball actually fired back and did an entire episode on this, which is in all honesty one of the best episodes of Gumball ever made, one of my personal favorites, and it just shows how special this.
Man, they took shots at the show? Okay. I mean, I guess. That's some RN type of stuff right there, bro. That's some RN type of stuff.
The show is. So in the end, I think all good came out of this. We got to learn about a weird goat's milk company, they got to use it for their ad, and Gumball got material for an incredible episode. The whole situation is just kind of funny, and honestly, on its own, the show's kind of solid. I'm not mad at it. The whole situation though is just bonkers. I don't think there was any repercussions, no one got sued or anything, but I guess this goat's milk company is just gonna have to live with the fact that they just took a massive L on this one.
Or a massive W.
How could it be like this? Why were you so stupid?
People who find value in something and protect it with their life are often misunderstood by others, and they're thought of as stupid.
You're so stupid.
Coming in at number 8, we have Legend of Lucky Pie. Okay, listen, I'm gonna be frank here. Everybody calls Legend of Lucky Pie an Adventure Time ripoff, and I know putting it on this list as a sort of quote-unquote Adventure Time ripoff. The fact that I'm talking about it should imply that I think it is, but I actually want to take this time to defend Lucky Pie. The Legend of Lucky Pie is actually an independent web animation. There's not some big company behind it. It's produced by a small group of artists without any funding or studio environment at all, and if anything, it's just a passion project. The show follows the adventures of a pony named Luck and an anthropomorphic owl named Apai going on adventures on what turns out to be like an alien planet. Now, I'm not gonna deny there is a lot of connections to Adventure Time here, both aesthetically, stylistically, and just in the plot alone. And Apai just looks a little too much like Finn. I get it. In a way, you could look at this as an indie ripoff. But man, I'm just gonna say it. Legend of Lucky Pie is incredible. I went into this with the most biased thought ever. I'm like, time to watch this Adventure Time ripoff, time to make fun of it. But this was legitimately incredible. A small team of people made this, and it's genuinely amazing. Some of the best animation I've seen on the web and in a very long time. And there's so much passion and quality put into every single frame. It's just unmatched. If you try to turn your mind off a little bit and get over that it's aesthetically kind of ripping off of Adventure Time in subtle ways, you'll find that it's really more like a solid anime than Adventure Time. Like, I see the similarities here. I get what people are saying, but at the same time, whoa, dude, like, no, this is actually super special and interesting and honestly incredible. I implore anybody who thinks this is an Adventure Time ripoff to just watch an episode and take a look at it, because every single part of this cartoon is so much better than it has to be, down to even the voice acting and the music.
Are you an alien?
Well, yeah, if this isn't Earth.
Huh. Earth?
And this music's like royalty free, like they're not balling here, but they make it work. There's super interesting plots and characters, and I just have to praise the animation again because there's like insanely complicated action sequences here that are like beautiful. And the theme song is like unmatched.
Lucky girl, her our pie, we are the family. Lucky girl, her our pie, 大英雄超无敌.
So ultimately, do I think Legend of Lucky Pie is an Adventure Time ripoff? I don't think it's a ripoff at all. I think it took a little too much aesthetically, and I think it more than dipped its toe in, especially with these title cards and character design. But at the end of the day, Lucky Pie is just too good to pass off as just a ripoff. And I challenge anybody who disagrees to just watch an episode.
And why put it on the list then if you don't? What was the point of putting it on the list then if you don't think it was a ripoff? I mean, it looked kind of. I mean, it looked kind of clean. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure they got some good music going on in there. You know what I mean? But you know, so did Adventure Time. So I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Just let them get their buck. Like, once again, who really cares?
It's Snooper Dog and the Clue Crew!
What is this?
Coming in at number 7, we have Goober and the Ghost Chase.
This can't be real. Now this can't be real, bro.
Serious. Can you guess what this show's ripping off of? Can you guess? It's not the Jetsons. This Scooby-Doo clone came out around the exact same time, also made by Hanna-Barbera. It literally follows a group of teenagers and their dog solving mysteries.
Well, then this is not a ripoff, then. This is not a ripoff, because it's literally made by the same person. She just plagiarizing her own stuff.
And it's not Scooby-Doo, though, I promise. And yeah, like I said, this is another Hanna-Barbera cartoon, which is kind of wild. I don't know if they were seeing if lightning could strike twice, if they're like, maybe nobody will notice. Scooby-Doo is such a good name, and compared to Goober, it's just like, no, what?
Yeah,
I think they were just trying to ride off of the Scooby-Doo success train and just keep the money going. But despite all of its similarities, how was the show different? Well, Goober was this fourth wall breaking dog that only talked when he was breaking the fourth wall. In other words, he would kind of be a dog, and then eventually he'd like Deadpool to the camera and be like, isn't this crazy? And then that's like the only time you'd hear him talk. Also, he turns invisible, which I don't know why. It's okay.
You can't control becoming visible either.
Sometimes I feel like getting away from it all.
But this show was different. They had ghost equipment and even found real ghosts eventually, which is cool, I guess. I don't even want to get into like the teen mystery team because they just all look lame. There's like nothing special here. And like 3 compared to 4, you lose the cool Freddy, Daphne, Velma dynamic.
Yeah, bro, bro, Scooby-Doo is unmatched, bro. You can't recreate this. This is something that you can't recreate. There's a lot of cartoons out there that you can recreate. Scooby-Doo is not one of them. There will never be another Scooby-Doo. You know what I mean? That's just facts. Ain't nobody topping Scooby. Ain't nobody topping Scooby and Shaggy in the gang. Come on, bro.
And like the Scooby and Shaggy dynamic. It's just like 3 boring teenagers with ghost equipment. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love this show. Just for how dumb it is and how blatantly Scooby-Doo it is. It's such a product of its time, but it's just way too similar in concept to Scooby-Doo. And at the end of it, when you take a look at it and read the description, it just is some weird bizarro version of Scooby-Doo from like a parallel dimension that accidentally crossed the tact and made it here. I love and hate it at the same time.
That's just disrespectful, even from their own creator.
Shut up, fat boy! Hey, don't call me fat, you f***ing Jew!
At number 6, we have...
Once again, this is another show that will never be... You can't make another South Park. I don't understand why y'all even tried this. South Park is such a good show. You can't recreate it. I don't understand.
have Block 13, which is arguably the coolest name on this list, and
cool,
also
though.
the biggest disappointment. Take any look at Block 13 and you'll understand this is just a South Park ripoff. I mean, just look at it. They just stole the entire animation style. This show is
As long as they're not from 63rd.
managed to get away with it because it's not American, it's actually a Middle Eastern cartoon, specifically the country of Kuwait, and it's apparently only adapted from South Park. I use quotations heavily there because it's more than adapted. This is a ripoff. And despite its origins being rooted in the most controversial cartoon of all time, it apparently contains no scenes of violence and actually just focuses on Kuwait issues. So they basically just jack somebody else's format to talk about their own country. Okay, dude. I'm not gonna front with you guys. There's nothing too interesting about this. It's just a blatant South Park ripoff. I mean, they even have their own Kenny. They didn't have to like take characters too. It could have been enough just to take the art style. In a weird way, this almost looks like a parody that South Park itself would make of itself. And there's musical segments. Why is there musical segments? It's just gross and ugly and I hate it. Out of all like the quote-unquote ripoffs on this list, I would say this one has like the least substance. And the fact that it took South Park and made it non-violent kind of just defeats the point of it being like South Park. Unless they're like super into paper animation aesthetics, which I guess they are. I don't know. If you want to give this show a chance, it's on YouTube. I don't recommend it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm kind of scared for this segment. Coming in at number 5, we have Philly...
What?
Philly Fantasia. Okay. Say what you want about My Little Pony as a cartoon, it definitely has found a fan base over the years, and is incredibly cherished by many people. But no one told me...
Y'all are grown-ass people. Never mind.
that there's just a blatant My Little Pony ripoff that was just allowed to slip by unnoticed. Because this thing is shameless. It's this disgusting CGI. I mean, I could break into the plot, but it's the exact same plot. And it gets even crazier when you realize that it's more than just a show. It's actually based off of a Hong Kong toy company called Draco, who have their own pony line labeled just Philly, I guess. Not the...
Is that Soulja Boy's company? Let me find that Soulja Boy got a company. What is this? China? Oh no. This man about to make the Soulja Contra for real, bro.
City though. Alright, that wasn't funny. So basically, not only did they rip off the show, but this goes deeper and they ripped off the toy brand itself.
Draco.
The show just looks scary. I don't blame them for ripping off this show. I mean, My Little Pony is like one of the most profitable brands in existence. And it's one of those weird things where it's like a different country, so they can't really do anything about it. I hope they get their money. I don't know. At the end of the day, if you're not a fan of the Philly 5, man, I don't know what to say. These guys are the best.
Draco.
Just look at them, having fun and going on adventures. And look at this superior CGI animation. What do we have? Ugly Flash animation? What is this what did it air on? The Hub? Ew. Couldn't be me. Nah, I'm over here watching Philly Fantasia on like YouTube. Best time of my life, if I'm being honest.
We just saw a mutant filly in the lake with 1,000 eyes, breathing fire, pointy teeth, curly horns with a spiky tail.
Jokes aside, this is another one of those ripoffs with like no substance. There's not much I can say. It's just a blatant toy ripoff. I just think it's super interesting that it goes deeper than the show itself. Like, it wasn't enough to steal the My Little Pony toy brand. They also had to jack their show, which seems kind of petty, but whatever, man. That if you
Hey. They gotta pay for stuff too, man. You gotta get it how you live, bro.
can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen, you know what I'm saying? Also worth noting is this terrifying cartoon called The Zelfs, which is this disgusting web series that's obviously based off of troll dolls. Its similarity to My Little Pony is just completely uncanny, especially in like the flash animation and the color palette. You can totally tell what they were trying to go for here, except this has the added bonus of being absolutely terrifying and based off of a rip-off toy brand that's somehow even worse than Philly Fantasia, if that's possible. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go on Amazon and totally not buy all of the Philly merch. Why would I do that? That's so stupid. I wouldn't be caught dead owning this stuff. Okay. Let's move on.
SpongeBob, we're safe!
They did not do a SpongeBob
turned into
ripoff.
fruits.
Oh my thing is like, why do y'all rip off? I mean, I get why y'all rip off goat shows or very profitable shows because it makes sense. But my thing is like, if you are gonna try to finesse and rip off shows, why don't y'all try to take somebody's concept that kind of worked? Didn't really. When I say kind of work, it's like it was successful, but not really too successful for people to not really realize it was under the radar. I mean, it was not like a lot of people don't really would know. Expand upon that, and then just do that instead of taking things that are obviously successful and people can blatantly see the difference. Like, bro, y'all don't know how to finesse. Y'all just blatantly ripping off shit that is just literally like, bro, what is this? Coconut Fred? Bro, y'all can't rip off SpongeBob, bro. It's literally like, no. Why don't y'all rip off, like, I don't know, Butt Ugly Martians or something? You know what I mean? Something like that, bro. You know what I mean? Some shows that were good, but not a lot of people will know. Why don't y'all rip off shows that not a lot of people know and expand upon that and make it your own show? Instead of try to make shows that everybody knows and everybody loves and is gonna clown on other shows that try to rip them off. Like, come on, bro. This is not a finesse, bro.
Coming in at number 4, we have Coconut Fred.
Wait a second, I've seen this. Wait a second, now that I think about it, wait a second, I actually seen this.
This is actually a pretty controversial ripoff. The show that a lot of people accuse it of ripping off is Spongebob Squarepants, and I don't have to explain what that is. Seriously, people really often compare this to SpongeBob, but in all honesty, at first glance, I don't really see it. It's just about an island inhabited by fruit, and there's a coconut named Coconut Fred who can materialize anything with his mind. This reminds me more of 12 Forever than anything, and it actually seemed like a pretty original concept to me, but after watching a few episodes, I totally get what they're saying. Coconut Fred's just that annoying character, it's like the whole SpongeBob dynamic, and the whole like beachside thing, I kind of get it. However, the biggest reason I'm putting it on this list is because the actual voice of Coconut Fred literally said that it was nothing more than a SpongeBob SquarePants ripoff, and he regretted voicing the character. That is cold, dude. To turn back on your own show after voicing the main character. Ooh, man. But in all honesty, I can't not include it, especially if the voice actor himself admitted it. The voice actor of Coconut Fred actually being Rob Paulsen. If you're unfamiliar with their legendary work, check cartoons like Jimmy Neutron, Animaniacs, Ninja Turtles, and much more, which makes this roast so much worse. And yeah, this show's kind of awful. Fred is super annoying, the animation's scary in a weird way.
Okay, yeah, I definitely seen this. This was one of those cartoons that you would see on, like, once again, if you go to like the hospital or in the like you go to the dentist or something, like the whatever, you know what I mean? This was the type of cartoon that was on, bro.
Way that I can't describe. Like, it's not Flash, but like, is it though? I don't know, man. I do not recommend this show. It was short-lived. No one really liked it when it was on. Coconut Fred's just the ugly child, dog, without a home. Look at that 3.9 out of 10 IMDb score. Oof. I think it's important to note that it aired on Kids WB and Teletoon, and it came out in 2005, which is actually like after a lot of the SpongeBob hype, but maybe they thought they could like get away with it then. But yeah, I mean, even just looking at like the first Google reviews after searching this show, everyone's calling it out for being a SpongeBob ripoff. Is there anybody out there that'll just love Coconut Fred? Just give him a chance. But it's definitely not going to be me. This heart is cold, and I have no room for love. Sorry, Fred. There's just no place in this world for you.
Hey, shout out Coconut Fred, bro. Coconut Fred, shout out to you, bro. You made Tiger's career.
Oh!
Sanjay and Craig.
Coming in at number 3, we have...
Yeah, Sanjay and Craig is definitely a ripoff of Adventure Time. I mean, regular show. I ain't gonna even cap to you. Yeah.
Sanjay and Craig. Now this is one of those that I was really on the fence about. As much as I don't want to go out and say it's a direct ripoff, this is definitely Nickelodeon's response to regular show. Man, I don't care what anybody says. If you want to look at it straight on and say it's not, I get it. They're not two animals, they don't work at a park, but this show's straight jacked regular show's aesthetic, and it looks like Bog Burgers. Like, that's 2 for 2. I know it's the same character designer, but still, it's not helping this show's case. Plus, Bob's Burgers is just so incredibly ugly. I don't know. Why would you want to do that twice?
Whoa. I like Bob's Burgers. What the hell wrong with you?
That's my question. This show, following the adventures of a child named Sanjay and his pet snake friend, Craig, just had the two dudes aesthetic that regular show was pulling off at the time. I would also put Breadwinners in this category, which is a weird time for animation. And I think a lot of shows were trying to do what like Adventure Time and regular show were doing, though not.
But y'all can't, though. Nickelodeon tried it twice. These were both trash shows. It's like, you can't. And didn't this air around the same time as Adventure Time? I mean, regular show aired. Y'all tried it though.
Not directly. This isn't some direct ripoff. They didn't like steal character designs or anything. But I think spiritually and aesthetically, this is definitely Nickelodeon's answer to Regular Show and like their response to Regular Show's success. I think that's just undeniable. And I also hate it. I hate this show so much. So I want it to go away forever. But I know this is actually kind of controversial, and I'm not going to say I'm completely right here. Although I'm putting it on the list, and this is in no particular order, I really want to know how you guys feel, because I've heard this opinion floating around a lot, actually. And even doing research for this video, I've seen a lot of people talk about this show being a ripoff of Regular.
Bro, it's literally, this is literally Mordecai and Rigby, just in human and snake form. bro, this is literally them in human and snake form. Come on, bro.
Regular Show. So ultimately, I want to take this second to like leave it up to you. Do you guys think this is a Regular Show ripoff, or do you think I'm wrong here? I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Let's get a discussion going in the comments down below. Just politely. Unless you have a really good insult for me, then I challenge you.
Any attempt to replicate yokai behavior would be ill-advised.
I mean, if you want to call Yokai Watch a ripoff, you can't really pin it on anything specifically. It's a really pick your poison type situation. This isn't a direct ripoff of anything in particular, as much as it is a direct repackaging of an idea we've seen so many times before. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Bakugan, Beyblade, this whole genre, kid with magical being.
I mean, Bakugan was kind of a ripoff of Yu-Gi-Oh, low-key. I mean, the concept is different, yeah, because instead of cards, it's like little, what you would call little balls or whatever. But nah. But yet again, like I said, there was definitely around this time, there was a lot of ripoffs of the more popular shows like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, for example. There wasn't really, well, actually, no, there was a I wouldn't say a ripoff, but there was a Blade, like an attempt type of Beyblade, which I thought was good. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, because there was some other shows that were on that were similar to Yu-Gi-Oh, like Duel Masters. I think this is Duel Masters, Duel Monsters. I think it's Duel Masters. Duel Masters, which I like Duel Masters, to be honest with you. I felt like it was clean. I think it had a manga too. I like that. And then there was this other show called Betamon. It was, you can argue the fact that it was kind of like, I think that's where Bakugan kind of got their ripoff from, because Betamon, is it Betamon? I think it was. Is it Betamon? Yeah, I think it is something like that. I'll put a picture on there. But it was literally what Bakugan kind of was, except for the fact that the difference is that it was like a little like Gundam toy type of thing, and they shot balls. I ain't gonna lie to you. That show was very fire. I don't care what y'all say. That show was very fire for a kid show. That show was very fire, and the toys were fire too. I ain't gonna even cap to you, bro. It looked clean, but like I said, like there was definitely a lot of shows around this time when Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh was starting to get really, really popular. Like this, there was a lot of shows that were copying that same formula, bro. That same formula, but hey, if it works, it works. I mean, some of them work, some of them don't. I mean, like obviously you don't hear a lot of them. I mean, like, but yet again, we got what we got now. I mean, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh are still going on to this day, and even Beyblade's still going on to this day. Which is, what I mean? But then you got Digimon as well, because people try to argue and say that Digimon is a ripoff of Pokemon too, which is not. It's not at all. But there definitely was some Digimon ripoffs as well. So we got to, for these kind of cartoons, it's like, it's more so, I think they were more so trying to go on a cash grab type of thing. Because, like, you can put Metabots in that same category. Metabots was in the same category as well. There was a lot of shows that, that were around the same category, where it's surrounded basically about a boy. The main character had some type of, some like Ash Ketchum type of, Yugi type of aspirations type, you know what I mean? And, obviously they were destined to be the very best at whatever they're trying to do. You know what I mean? So it's like, there was definitely a lot of those, characters. But yet again, like I said, a lot of that plot always works very well, no matter what age group it really is. You know what I mean? Like, or not what age group, but what time, whatever the year that it comes out. Because let's be honest, anybody can retell this story and it'll be just as a successful show as any other. You know what I mean? You just have to put your own like unique twist on it. So that's as simple as that.
That he has to capture in some form, and then maybe they battle, maybe they don't. It's the whole monsters we gotta catch and fight and win thing. Yeah. They all kind of lean from each other and pull.
I mean, Monster Rancher is the same thing. Monster Ranchers is literally the same thing.
From each other, but they're all kind of different in different ways. If I had to say Yokai Watch directly took from anything, I would definitely pin it on Pokemon. But like I said before, it's just like a direct repackaging of a similar idea.
Well, now that I think about it, though, but low-key Bleach... I mean, I was about to say Bleach. Beyblade wasn't really necessarily like that, really, because it was more so about... They're not, you know... in Beyblade, you're not capturing anything. You know what I mean? Like at Yu-Gi-Oh, you could argue or say that they're not really capturing anything, but they're trying to collect, you know, cards. You know what I mean? Pokemon, you're trying to collect Pokemon. In Beyblade, you're not collecting no Beyblades. You're just battling your Beyblade with other Beyblades and trying to win. That's literally it. That's a difference, bro. That's different.
Yeah. Keeping ghosts in your watch to bring out and fight with them later, it's just slightly different enough to pass as its own concept, but spiritually it's like the same exact thing. Yeah. And in all honesty, I can't tell too much of a difference between these ghosts and Pokemon. Also, this summoning sequence is just so complicated and confusing and unnecessarily long. I love it. I know the show gets pretty complicated and actually has like a reboot, and I'll give it credit. I mean, it was pretty successful, but like going into the toy section and seeing Yokai Watch toys, it was just...
It's still successful to this day. Which is the crazy part about this, because that's crazy.
Just a reminder of how this is like the same exact thing. It just happens every couple of years. There's a new Gotta Catch 'Em All type show. Yokai Watch is just the most recent, so that's why I'm picking this one to point out. And I'm sure the show brought in major bank, especially with toy sales. And I don't even hate this concept, really. And I think the whole watch ghost thing is really cool. I'm just sick of seeing this idea over and over again, and I'm sick of it working every time. Yu-Gi-Oh's over here just on its like 8th rendition. Like their hair is just...
Yeah, I'm just like at this, like, bro. I was one of those, like, bro, that's not even a Yu-Gi-Oh card anymore, bro. Yu-Gi-Oh used to be so cool, but now it's just like, I don't know what the hell is going on, bro. They just died. What is this, bro? These niggas is battling in space now? Like, bro, like, bro, I remember watching Yu-Gi-Oh and I'm just like, bro, this is actually legit cool and shit. You know, seeing Yami and, you know, Yugi teaming up against Kaiba or Pegasus or whatever, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I like seeing my boy, you know what I'm saying, seeing them battle and stuff, and even Yu-Gi-Oh GX to exist. I actually really like Yu-Gi-Oh GX. Yu-Gi-Oh GX was fire as hell. You know what I mean? It was very cool. But after that, it was just like it became kind of like Power Rangers. I feel like that's how Yu-Gi-Oh became like Power Rangers versus Pokemon, which actually I don't even know when I stopped watching Pokemon, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't watch the Pokemon anime anymore, obviously, but like I still like watching. I still like, you know, there'll be if I play the game, I haven't played the game in a while. Ain't gonna cap to y'all, but I still like Pokemon. Like it's like the new Pokemon and stuff. I actually like some of the designs and stuff like this. But like Yu-Gi-Oh, no, like this is just no. They going, like I said, they ended up like how Power Rangers did. Like once Power Rangers started going on some crazy, stupid, silly stuff, like what was that, Mystic Power Rangers? After, like, right when Mystic Power Rangers came around, that's when I was like, bro, I'm done with Power Rangers, bro. I'm good with like the first 6 or 7 Power Rangers. After missing, they were talking about Power Rangers on some like Harry Potter type. Like, bro, man, if y'all get these pussy, like, bro, if y'all get these motherfuckers out of here, bro, like, bro, that's when they start getting lame and shit, bro. I ain't gonna even cap to you. I hate when they do that to like very long going series. They just drag it out and drag it till they can't drag it no more. And it's like, I get it, you're trying to stay relevant with the kids of the today's, but no, just make something new if that's the case, bro. For me personally, it's like, just make something new then. Hey, bro, why y'all dragging Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, why? It's like, bro, Yami and Yugi probably been dead by this point. You know what I mean? Like, how far in the future are y'all? At least in Pokemon, Ash is still like 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? At least in Pokemon, I mean, they have, I mean, Ash probably got like 60 renditions himself, but like, at least it stays within the same thing. Like, bro, y'all going crazy out here, bro. What is this?
Just out of control. And Pokemon just wrote off Ash. Maybe it's time for this era to end, man. I think it's time.
Yeah, bro, give them somebody else, bro. Let us have Ash Ketchum and give the newer what was it, Gen X, whatever y'all are called, Gen X, Gen Y, I don't know, whatever y'all call it. Give them something else, bro. Like, I don't even care. I can't even think of a name to be funny, bro.
Time for new weirdly Americanized Japanese cartoons. And hopefully one day we get that. But for now, I mean, this watch is pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's not.
Finally, at number 1, Handy Manny. Now look, this list is not in any particular order. This isn't like the biggest ripoff or anything, but man, Handy Manny. This show, do I even have to explain this one? My boy Bob the...
Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, my nephews used to watch Handy Manny, bro. And I ain't gonna lie to you, low-key, that nigga was kind of clean, though. You know what I'm saying? Bob the Builder, look, Bob the Builder is definitely the GOAT. Don't get it twisted. Bob the Builder is definitely the GOAT. You know what I mean? He reminds me of just like a Tim Allen, bro. You know what I mean? And I love Tim Allen. Like, that's what Bob the Builder, I don't know. Did Tim Allen play as Bob the Builder? I don't know. But Bob the Builder definitely reminded me of Tim Allen. And Bob the Builder was low-key kind of clean. Like, it was definitely a clean show. But let's be honest, though. Bob wasn't really building everything, you know what I'm saying? Like Bob, you know what I mean? They call him Big Bob now. He probably he has his own company of magic toys that just makes buildings and other things. Y'all don't think that's kind of suspicious that Bob the Builder don't really be building?
The Builder has been building since like the 90s, dude, back when they did stop motion. And all of a sudden this boy Handy Manny comes in here like, oh, I can build too. Nah, f that, dude. Handy Manny follows a handyman who fixes stuff and like talks to his equipment, which is weirdly sentient. Does that sound familiar at all? Because it does to me. Ugh, look at that smile. He knows what he's doing. Jokes aside, I guess this was Disney's answer to like the weird building hero kid show genre. Bob the Builder is one of the most famous kid shows of all time. It aired from 1998 to 2004, and it's stuck in the minds of kids across the world. And although it has this weird CGI reboot right now,
what the f is this? Who is this? This ain't no Bob the Builder. Who is this? Bro, this is Bob the construction manager looking ass, bro. Like, bro, he ain't building. Bro, who is this, bro? This don't even look like Bob. He don't even look like a Bob. He looks like a Seth. This is Seth and Margaret right here. Seth and Margaret, construction site managers. Like, bro, what are y'all? Y'all not even working, bro. What is this?
We're just gonna sweep that under the rug and pretend like it doesn't exist. But yeah, everybody knows the theme song. This show is iconic. Then, in 2006, after 2 years of breathing room, Disney Jr. hops on the scene. They're like, look at this. This is Handy Manny. Look at him. He's different. Look, he's got tools. No, he's not a construction worker. What? No, we didn't say that at all. He's actually just a handyman. See, it's in the name right there. Oh, and it's Canadian also. Wrap your head around that. There's a lot I don't like about this show besides the fact that it's just blatantly Bob the Builder repackaged. I never vibed with its weird CGI. It always looked kind of slightly off. Every episode, Manny would just get called into an area to fix something, and his weird-ass talking tools would show up, and they wouldn't stop talking the whole episode. I hate them. They're creepy. They always look like they're up to something with their...
Low-key, though, that these tools they kind of look like Veggie Tales. And I know it's different, like, bro, obviously these are tools and those are vegetables, but look, bro, if y'all ever watched Veggie Tales, I know y'all have. If y'all, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all have watched Veggie Tales. We all watched Veggie Tales, bro, at one point in time. But y'all remember in Veggie Tales how they look just kind of like, now was it CGI or was it claymation? I don't really remember what it was, but bro, don't they look like Veggie Tale characters? Am I capping? Am I reaching? I don't know.
Their weird eyebrows. Why are their eyebrows always like that? I have a theory, and I hope this is true, that Manny is just some super lonely handyman that talks to his tools because no one in his life cares about him because he sucks. Okay. I'm gonna cool down here. Look, As awful as Handy Manny is, I guess it's kind of a different idea, and although he's the same exact thing, he's not exactly a construction worker. Maybe I'm being too mean to Manny here. And I'm sure there's a whole generation of kids that grew up with Handy Manny instead of Bob the Builder that really enjoy him. And my therapist told me to manage my anger issues and to not care about animation as much as I do. But I don't think he's ever seen this show if he's A thing I have to give Handy Manny credit for is the fact that they often spoke Spanish in the show. It was great to see representation like that, and I'm sure there's a lot of kids out there who really appreciated hearing that in their kids show.
That is true. Yeah, that's definitely true. Let's be honest though, I don't want to bring no race into it, but
and this is a pretty big separator from Bob the Builder. So if I had to give Handy Manny any credit, this is me doing it. Handy Manny is not the devil spawn that I'm making it out to be, but it is kind of annoying. And honestly, in a metaphorical way, it perfectly encapsulates the whole idea of a rip-off cartoon. It's just slightly different enough to be its own thing, but it's still at its core.
My thing is who are you going to trust more to build stuff or help you with stuff? Bob the Builder or Handy Mandy? I said Mandy. Manny. Handy Manny. You know? Y'all said no? Okay.
Core it takes from something else. It's repackaged. It's a concept that worked before that they tried to do again. And I think that's like the ugliest thing ever. Coming up with original ideas is hard, I get it. And it's a lot easier to come up with an idea that's sort of similar to something else, but just slightly different enough to work. And that's exactly what this show is.
Plus, Bob the Builder was low-key kind of racist, though. If y'all y'all said I'm reaching. Bro, low-key, though, if you really think about it, low-key, Bob the Builder was kind of racist. Am I wrong?
At the end of the day, they kind of have their own places in everyone's heart. But if you want to talk about cartoon ripoffs, this is about as textbook as you can get. Whew, this list has got me riled up. Well, there you have it, guys. Those were 10 shameless cartoon ripoffs. Some more shameless than others, some kind of...
I mean, that's gonna do it, you know what I mean? Shout out my boy Handy Manny, bro. I love Handy Manny, so I don't feel that. Look, I hope y'all enjoy. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. How is this 42 minutes? Bro, I'm out to be.